take out a pencil right now? Okay, so we're going to go over our learning target or standard for today. Okay, remember, since this is a review, it's a 5th grade one, but that's okay. Okay, we're going to review a little bit today. So we have apply and extend previous understanding of multiplication to multiply a fraction or whole number by a fraction. Okay, so in your table groups, can you please take a moment to talk about how we could reword that into a nice, friendly, I can statement. Heads together. Do you need a pencil?
Yeah, I like that.
So, the I can statement is figured.
Okay, sounds pretty fast. So you guys are done. Does anyone need more time? Okay. Someone from our back table, can you please tell us what your group?
I can apply my understanding to divide or to multiply a fraction.
Okay. And you could come up with something different.
I can review how to multiply fractions.
I can review how to multiply fractions. Okay. Molly?
I can multiply fractions.
I can multiply fractions. Okay. All those are great. So, in your table groups, can you please talk about why do you think we need to know how to multiply fractions? Like, when would we ever see fractions in the real world? Next together.
Oh yeah, Joanne. Yep. Oh yeah. Oh, I knew. Just look at it. Yeah, Joanne.
Hey, what did your group talk about?
The cooking,
Ooh, cooking. Okay. Cooking.
When you go to Joann's to cut fabric.
Okay, cutting fabric at Joann's. We talked about that yesterday and the struggle that I had with that. David?
Buying anything, for instance, at the grocery store.
Yeah.
medicine.
Yeah, have them take some medicine. Caleb?
Whenever like you're in large groups and you need to divide people up, you can use fractions.
Okay. Yep, so all of those are real world applications for why we would use fractions. So I know this group, I think, was kind of making fun of me a little bit about the struggle I had with trying to cut fabric at Joann's and having to measure out. So I needed 5 pieces and it got worked out, but it was a little bit of a struggle. So I'm glad we have this review coming up. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to review our vocabulary word today. So, algorithm.
Algorithm. The set and most to solve a problem. Algorithm.
Let's try it again.
Algorithm. The set and most to solve a problem. Algorithm.
There we go. Okay, so we had some predictions that we thought that maybe it meant a way to solve a problem. Maybe there were some different versions. Maybe some of the other class brought up coding, that they might use it in coding, so we put that up there. So in your table groups, can you please come up with what you think the final meaning and definition of algorithm is? Hands together.
The final meaning of algorithm is
If you don't follow the rules, you're gonna get it wrong.
and then it's like the set, so I mean it's important.
It's important to follow the rules.
It's like the whole point of the algorithm.
To teach you the rules
Also,
of
it's our
solving
chance.
problems.
Okay, so again, it's getting pretty quiet. So what do we think the definition, final meaning of the word algorithm is? Calvin?
Rules to solve a problem.
Rules to solve a problem. Okay, and does that necessarily have to be a math problem?
No.
No.
Okay, Caleb?
Like kind of like a strategy or a pattern.
Okay, so maybe a strategy of rules to solve a problem. Okay. In your table groups, can you please go ahead and come up with one sentence using the word algorithm? That's together.
Maybe like the algorithm to the math problem.
The algorithm.
Or the algorithm today in solving
The algorithm of the problem was very hard to solve.
the algorithm to the problem was
We
very
need one. Just one.
Today my teacher gave me
I said the first algorithm. There's many different algorithms working to solve the
Hey, Kenny, what sentence did your group come up with?
For my homework, the teacher made us
Okay. Any group come up with something different? Caleb?
Ours was I use standard algorithm to solve my multiplication.
Okay, Noah?
This question has a specific algorithm.
Okay, Harris?
There are many different algorithms you can use to solve a multiplication problem.
Okay, anyone from this group? Sure.
Use standard algorithm to solve fractions.
Awesome. Those are all great sentences. Okay, so what I would like you to do is you're going to go ahead and please get out your math journal. Okay, go ahead and find the foldable from yesterday. We're asking you to just skip to the next page until I give you. Okay, you're going to go ahead and turn the page so you have the next open blank page. So I don't want you to write on the foldable from yesterday. Nice blank new page. Go ahead and write your title. Multiplying fractions. And then go ahead and label, this is going to be question A1. And go ahead and put group 1. Okay, so what you're going to do in your table groups is there's going to be 3 multiplication problems underneath this that I'm going to move in just a sec. Okay, you're going to go ahead and you are going to solve those. Okay, reducing if you can. Okay, and then I'm going to come around and ask that some of you come up and write your answers on the actual paper. Okay, don't write it on the whiteboard. I'm going to leave the pen up here for you. Okay, and then you'll have a seat back at your desk. Questions? Okay, make sure you are working together so that everyone's on the same page. Okay, here are your questions. In fact, let's give everyone a second to write those down, and then I'll... Yes, you will need to reduce them if possible. Okay, so it looks like unless you have it written down. So go ahead and heads together, work together to solve those 3 multiplication problems. Okay, and can that be reduced? Yep. Not 1/6 though, because you're dividing by 3. So the 1 is correct. You're dividing by 3, so 12 divided by 3. How many groups of 3 fit into 12?
Oh wait, it's 2 times 4. So y'all got the same one, 1/4, 1/10.
There you go.
Okay.
You are responsible for number 3. Hey, if you were given number 1, can you please come on up and write your answer in the notebook for me? Yeah, you don't have to show your work, just your final answer. Okay, and then number 2, can you start to make your way up front? And number 3. So let's take a look. We have 1/4, 1/10, and 10/21. Okay, go ahead and show me if you agree or disagree with those answers. Okay, so parents, are you disagreeing?
No, I was gonna ask.
Okay.
If we could do this side.
Yes, so what was the sign for agree again? Okay, and then, okay, so, yep, I agree.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so since we have no disagreeing, we're going to go ahead and you're going to do the same thing with group 2. You'll notice these ones look a little different. Did you disagree?
Yeah.
Oh,
On the second question.
sorry. Okay, so 1/4 times.
I got 1/5.
Okay, so what did you do then? So
Oh.
what did you do?
I multiplied 4 times.
That's right. We found it. We fixed it. We're good. Okay, here's group 2. Give you a second to write down those problems. That's okay. You found it. You fixed it. No, they are in.
Do you know where the pass is? Yeah.
I didn't bring a pass.
Huh?
I didn't use the pass.
Wait.
Spot.
Yeah.
For whose class? Miss Blue's class?
I don't know. You're copying down the questions for group 2.
The pass wasn't there.
When your group members are done copying them down, you can start working together to solve those. Okay. Okay, go ahead and start working together. Okay, go ahead and start working together. Make sure everyone's. Make sure you're working together in your groups, guys. Heads together.
Okay. I got
Again, you must reduce and or convert it back to a mixed number. Don't leave your answers improper.
8 times 1 and 8 times
We've got this step down, that's good. And we're going to turn these into improper fractions. Remember how to do that? So we're going to multiply 8 times 1. Hold on. We gotta add the 7 first. 8 plus 7. This 15 goes on top though. And then we always keep our denominator, so we can bring the 8 over. And then we're right this way, so we're gonna bring we have to multiply them first though. We're gonna multiply those. 15 times 2 and 1 times 8. Yep. And then 1 times 8. And then we have to do it improper. So we have to remember divide. How many times 8 goes into 30?
It's 3 and 3/4.
That's right.
It's 8
I got yes.
So I'm multiplying 8 times 1 is
8 times 8 is 64, so it's 8 2 times 66.
8 times 5 is
No, you still multiply it. You multiply it by 2 of them.
What's 8 times 3? Yeah, that'll give you your answer.
And then make sure to turn it back
Into
It's 12.
mixed numbers.
yeah, mix it.
8 times 3.
And then reduce if you can.
Okay, so how many away is 24 to 30?
Do you need help, David? No.
First
I got 3 3/4. Second one I got 4 3/4 and 8 and 1/4.
4 3/4.
4 3/4. Yeah.
On the
Second one.
second one, I got 4 4/5.
Check in with the group.
Wait. Me and Kayla got
4 4/5.
Oh. Oh yeah.
You have to turn it back into mixed numbers.
I thought you guys put it down like that. So okay.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, you are responsible for number 2.
So I was pretty sure I was right.
oh,
Okay.
so you're gonna write, so you're just gonna write 2 of 1. And then put
And you just multiply across.
15 times 2, which is 3.
Yep.
And then 8 times 1. And then you
Yep.
divide 30 by 4, which should get you, and then you put it in a fraction.
Marcella, when you're ready for with number 1, you can do that.
Mixed numbers.
Mixed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you'll have your answer, unless you have to reduce it.
Yeah.
Yep. Paris, when you're ready, you can start to head up. Yes. Okay, so we have 3 3/4 for the first one, 4 4/5 for the second one, and 8 1/4 for the third one. Go ahead and show me if you agree or disagree with all of those. Okay, looks like everyone is agreeing. Okay, we have one more group. Okay, so I'll give you a second to write those down. go ahead and heads together to solve those last 3 problems. Again, making sure you reduce and convert back to mixed numbers at the end. Awfully quiet. Make sure you guys are working together. You're gonna be responsible for number 1. Okay. You haven't been up yet, honey. Okay. You are gonna be responsible for number 2.
What's number 2?
No, because you haven't learned your group. Calvin, you're gonna be responsible for number 3. Yeah.
6 and 8?
Yes.
Because first we have 556, 48, 15.
So what do we got?
Which one is that?
15, which equals 3 and 1/5.
Number 3 is number 3 and 1/5.
Janae, do you need help? So let's convert these. So 3 times 3 is
I was just talking.
plus 2. Alright. And then we have 1 times 2. Or sorry, 2 times 1. Times 1, or plus 1.
So are you taking everything?
So we have 11 times 3. Okay, let's go to fix. So we just gotta fix that part. So, sorry.
Why'd you divide by 3?
I got 6 on 6.
Okay.
So, right here, multiply 3 times 3.
Got about 1 more minute.
Yeah. So I was wondering. 3 times 3 equals what? 9 plus what? 9 plus 2. What does that equal? 11. So that's your numerator. So that goes on the top. And then you always keep the denominators the same. So your denominator will be 3. And then you go times. And then you do the same thing over here. So you go 2 times 1.
Okay, ready? Can you go step number 1?
Wait, so
And then plus
the
1.
second one is 6 and
Wait, you have to
Okay.
plus the numerator.
So I should have one.
So yeah, 3. And then you multiply across.
No.
And then you have to divide 33, or you have to
Yeah,
divide 6
you
by
just-
33.
We just write your answer. It equals.
The bottom denominator should be. Oh, never mind. Yes.
Yeah, David, you can start making it up. Probably can you start making way up here too if you're ready.
You don't make it back. I mean, fraction. So that would be your whole number. So that would be your whole number, and then it'd be an extra. Yeah. And then so what's 33 minus 4? So yeah, and then you always keep the second. But you don't.
Okay, so let's take a look at these. We have for number 1, we have 5 1/2. Number 2, we have 6 3/8. And number 3, we have 3 1/5. Do we agree, disagree with those? Okay, Kayla?
I respectfully disagree with number 1 because I got 6 1/2. Wait, never mind. I just realized I messed up.
Okay, that's okay. Anyone else? We're good? Okay, so what I would like you to do is let's take a look at group 1. Oh, you disagree?
I'm confused on number 3.
Number 3?
I got 3 and 3/10.
So we have
Times 8 over 3.
okay, and 6 times 8 is
48.
48. 5 times 3 is
15.
okay.
15 can go into 48 3 times. And isn't that 45?
45, 46, 47, 48. And then we can reduce it. Got it? Okay. Okay.
But up there it still says like 3 1/5, so it's supposed to be like 3 and 3.
Well, this reduces down by reduces. Yep. Okay, so let's go back and look at group 1. Okay, what do you notice the problems in group 1 have in common? Colby?
They're all just fractions, there's no whole numbers.
Yeah, it's fraction by fraction. So if we were to add another example, okay, what would another problem potentially look like? Kayla?
Another problem could be 2/5 times 1/2.
2/5 times 1/2. It's a fraction by a fraction. Okay, let's look at group 2. What do you notice group 2 has in common, Hakeem?
It's whole number times mixed number and fraction times whole number.
Okay, so whole number times a fraction, whether it be a mixed number or a regular fraction. Okay, so what would be an example that we could add to that group? McKenna?
3 times 1 and 3/5.
3 times
1.
1 and 3/5?
Yeah.
Okay? And then what about group 3? What do you notice group 3 has in common? Aaron?
They're all mixed numbers.
Yeah, they're all mixed numbers. So what would be an example for that group that we could add? Colby?
2 and 1/4 times 5 and 1/5.
Okay? So what I would like you to do in your table groups, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to come up with the algorithm or the set of rules for how you would solve problems in group 1. Okay, an algorithm or set of rules for how you would solve problems in group 1. Heads together.
I know, but times the denominator. Yeah, we have another one also.
Yeah.
Yep, just group 1.
McKenna was just looking
She's missing one because she was gone with this.
Yeah.
Yep, she's missing converting. Okay. Harris's group, what algorithm did you come up with for group 1?
On both the bottom and the top for the numerators and denominators, just multiply straight across.
Okay. Would there be a final step that you might have to do?
Reduce.
Reduce. Okay. So group 2 is a little bit different because we have some different types of fractions. So go ahead, another 30 seconds. Come up with the algorithm or steps for solving problems in group 2.
Change the mixed number and then multiply by
Okay. Holly, what might be the algorithm for group 2?
So for group 2, there is a whole number, and you're gonna multiply the whole number by the denominator, and then
Before you multiply, what do you have to do?
well, you have to change the mixed number, and then you multiply them, and then you get your answer pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. Don't forget though, we have to add that 1 underneath. We have to make that whole number a fraction first. Okay? Alright, one more group to go. Group 3, what is the algorithm for solving problems in group 3? Heads together.
Converting the
mixed numbers fraction has to be reduced and reduced mixed numbers. Yeah, exactly. And then we have to reduce it. Are you talking or like? I'll talk. Yeah.
Okay, Caleb, what was the algorithm your group came up with for group 3?
We said that we need to make both of them improper, and then you multiply them, and then you have to reduce.
Okay,
Kind of the same thing, but this time with both of them.
alright, sounds awesome. So, what we are going to do, we have an exit ticket that we are going to complete. So, leave your journals out because you can use those.
Yes.
Okay, so when you get your piece of paper, wait for directions, guys. Okay, when you get the piece of paper under subject, please put Henning. Okay, and then you'll put your name. Okay, and then you will solve the problem reducing if you need to. It will go into the turn-in bin. Okay, and then you will get out your worksheet from yesterday. Okay, and you may begin your homework, which is the back side of that worksheet. Okay, back side of the worksheet is homework. Abby, I'll get you that. Okay, what questions do you have about your directions? Okay, here's going to be your question. And coming out is your paper. The homework is the worksheet from yesterday, the back side. The other side. Yep. Everyone have their exit tickets in? Okay, if you still have some questions about multiplying fractions and would like to come work at the back table, feel free to come join. Plus 1. Okay, so we're going to put 7. We keep the 3 the same. Okay, and we keep this first fraction the same. Okay, and now what can we do?
Times 3 times 6.
We just multiply across, so we have you with us? Okay, so we can't leave it improper. Yep, so how many times does 6 fit in 7? So 1 whole time. What's my denominator going to be?
6. Then that'd be 1.
And we had 1 left over.
1 6.
So 1 and 1 6.
Then you do times that. 9.
Yep, here we go. 9 what?
9 and 4.
Fourths, yep, keep that the same.
Oh yeah. Then you times that by 5 6. Then you do 6 times 4. That would be 80.
Nope,
What, 6?
6 times 4.
45.
24. Yep, down below. And then we've got 9 times 5.
9
Or
times
9s.
5
Remember the rule for 9 so?
would be
1, 2, 3, 4,
would be
5.
45.
45.
You can't do that. And that can only go in the ones. Then you put a big one. Then you keep the
Denominator the same.
and you have 24 and that
So we're going to have to subtract. So what you could do is you could do this. Subtract 45 minus 24. That's a lot to count. So
and that's 24
don't forget to bring the 1 over. Big one.
1 and 1.
Yep. Alright.
It would be the same thing but switch.
The same steps. So we have 3 times 6.
6 16.
Got enough space?
16.
On a blank piece of paper so you have more room. Yeah.
16.
Ooh, close.
15.
Let's go ahead and get out our planners, please. What are we doing? 3 times
3. 6 times 3. That's
6 times 3?
Wait, 6 times 3 is 18.
18. So 18 will be our numerator. 18 goes on top. Because we keep the 3 down below. And bring the 3/5 over. Right? Let's actually set it up. 18 times 3. 3 times 8. 24. Right, so the 4 goes down below, 2 goes up top. 3 times 1. 54. Yep. Yep, so you'll have to convert it. But keep working on that. Hey, so in your planners, we have multiplying fractions. So whatever you didn't finish on that worksheet is going to be the rest of your homework. Remember, for IXL this week, you only have 40 minutes because we had no school Monday. And anything under letter K is multiplying fractions, so you may work on any of those. Or we had, if you're still struggling with converting fractions, we have I2 and I3. And then I8 was reducing. So if you still need some work with reducing. Right? Once that's filled out, you may head out and have a great weekend walking, ladies.